Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm in the middle of an Addams Family marathon since seeing Wednesday. I watched it when it first came out. I thought they were just dropping one episode, and then they dropped the whole season of 8 episodes. So I'm like, oh my God, where am I going to fit the other 7? So I had to stay up overnight basically to watch the whole thing, which I did. I loved it. My criticism of the show was that Tim Burton basically created his own Monster High sort of universe. He could have done his own show like that and left the sort of Addams in their sort of own universe, and that show would have been just as good. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm surprised that some people are criticising the show. Apparently there's some articles. Now, what are they saying? Well, they have issues of race in the show. Now, I must admit, when I was watching the show, I did notice that the guy in the town who bullies Wednesday right away is a black kid. And then the sort of queen bee bully at the school is a black girl. And the mayor, who's crooked, is black. And I'm like, I'm guessing they were going for diverse casting. I was just looking at the size of the roles and wanted to make sure they weren't just giving all the big roles to the white people, and they wanted to sort of make it fair. But were they conscious of the fact that they made all the villains black initially? Probably not. And I'm guessing people who've only seen the first few episodes are the ones who are criticising the show, because probably with the exception of the mayor, both the black characters who start off as villains are redeemed. The Queen Bee girl isn't that much of a bully, really. She initially sort of butts heads with Wednesday, but she pulls it back, isn't really much of a villain, and has respect for Wednesday and helps her in the end. So she's redeemed, that's fine. The black kid, same thing. The boy, he realises that he's being a bit of a jerk, and he pulls back, and he sort of gets redeemed as well. And none of the main real villains of the piece that are revealed later on are people of colour. They're all white. So, but I'm guessing the people who are criticising this maybe haven't seen the whole series, and they're just judging on the first couple of episodes. And if you probably were doing that, you would sort of look at the race issue and sort of think that's kind of a thing. It's kind of happening. That all the bad guys are black in the first couple of episodes. And I did notice that myself and thought about that. But I thought, well, they were the better roles, so they wanted to make sure they gave them to not just white people. But I think some people are being fairly creative to find these issues. Like someone was pointing out the fact that Wednesday says that she doesn't think she's Bianca accuses her of thinking she's better than everyone else. She says, I don't think I'm better than everyone else, I just think I'm better than you. And she's saying that to the black girl. But I think you have to look fairly creatively to find these sort of problems. And some people do, they just look for problems. I don't think they're really there overall for the series. Now, casting-wise, the only issue I had, aside from the fact that Gomez is really heavy, but the original cartoon was, because I also went back, I've been marathoning the series. I watched the original 60s series. I'm watching the 1972 animated series. I watched the 77 special and the 72 Scooby-Doo special. And I also read all the original Addams cartoons, because Charles Addams started doing Addams Family cartoons in the 30s and through the 40s and 50s. And it wasn't really till the 60s that they kind of got solidified as the family unit we recognise, and then literally defined for the actual series. When they were planning the series, they asked him to actually write like proper character bios and define these characters properly. And they changed a lot. And people who want to sort of say, well, the Addams Family should be this, should be that, it's very difficult to do, because they took a long time to form, and then they did change between the series and the movies, and those are already established in, like, pop culture. So it's kind of difficult to say, well, it should be like this. I don't have any issue with Gomez being Mexican and Wednesday being half, and that it works. It's not an issue. It doesn't change the character or anything. The only thing that didn't work was that they changed Pugsley so much. All the other actors, all the casting's great, all the actors' performance, the characters all work. Uncle Fester's too skinny, but the actor's really good. They should have put him in a fat suit though, because apparently he's just thin, and they, so that's, I guess they picked the best actor and, put the weight aside. But Pugsley, he's weak, he's passive, he's emo. And that wasn't his character. His character was probably the most consistently defined through the whole of the cartoons and all the series and spin-offs. He was just your typical sort of bad sort of kid in that sort of Addams sort of style. And he always had sort of blonde, red sort of hair. And in this, the casting, the kid is very Hispanic. He's got very dark, wavy, long hair. And he just is this little sad, mopey little thing. and that's not who Pugsley was. He couldn't really survive without Wednesday. She was always the more dominant child, even though in some iterations she was younger, in others she was older. It's like I said, it varies. But they did sort of kind of ruin his character, and even though the kids are part Hispanic, they're not full half Hispanic. I think Gomez was a quarter, or maybe he was half and the kid's a quarter. But they could have gotten away with some more wider traits with the kid. He could have looked differently, act differently. He could have been more like the original Pugsley. So that didn't work for me, his casting, but everything else did. But I think these people are just looking for controversy because the Addams Wednesday did well, so they want to get some clicks, so they just write some trash articles about the show, basically, is what I'm getting the feeling for. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Bye.